Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Another very exciting episode on the 91 small block swapped Toyota pickup. So if you guys missed the last video, we did the long travel from Blazeland. This is the weld it yourself kit. So we basically took the lower control arms, chopped those in half, extended those out 3.5 inches, and then welded them all back together, powder coated them. And the upper control arms are a little different. These ones don't take any cutting of the control arm. It's basically a bolt-on extension. So we got that all figured out. We got this thing sitting on its own weight, and it is looking good. We are 3.5 inches wider on each side, so a total of 7 inches wider. This basically puts it at the T100 stance. Now we are going to be running the factory T100 CV axles, which we're going to get to that today. We also got shocks and torsion bars, and we're going to tear this front end all back apart and rebuild the hubs, the brakes, do a bunch more powder coating, get everything with this front suspension 100% dialed in. So that's the game plan for this video. Let's get this cab lifted back up just because it's sitting on here, and with this cab in the air, it is so much easier to work on. So we're gonna get the cab lifted up, get all the front suspension pulled out, start getting our new parts installed, and get all this stuff powder coated and looking brand new again. Well, here's everything we're rebuilding. So we got all the upper control arms apart, got the bushings out. Those weren't too bad. I thought they were going to be a lot harder, but they came out pretty easy. And then we got all this stuff, torsion bars, we got new ones of those. We're going to redo the hubs here, get those looking brand new, and then all this stuff here. So the knuckles, the hubs, backing plates, the steering arm, calipers for sure too. Those are just nasty looking. So one thing we got to do first, or at least before we powder coat, is I busted a stud. Now when I was taking this apart, it fell on the ground and the stud broke down like a 1/4 inch into that hub. So hopefully we can get that out. If not, we may have to find a new hub, but I'm thinking we can get that out with drilling it and an easy out. And then we just got to start cleaning all this stuff up. We'll get it all sandblasted, powder coated, and put back together with our new parts. That's what I'm talking about. Got it out. Well, I guess these calipers are about cores at this point. These pistons are all seized in here, and you can see they're just packed full of rust. So I'm gonna put them back together. We're gonna go get some new ones. So I guess we're not powder coating calipers, but we gotta powder coat everything else. So we're gonna get all these hubs cleaned up, and just about everything else is already sandblasted and just about ready for powder coat. Just plug a few holes, get this stuff all hung up, and we can get to powder coating. Well guys, we got all this stuff ready to go. We got control arm bushings done, hubs are ready to go on. I'm gonna do all the bearings once we get everything installed on the truck. It's gonna be way easier to do that. So we gotta get upper control arms on first. We already got the lowers on the truck, but to do that, we need torsion bars. And like I said, we're upgrading torsion bars with the added leverage from this long travel. You really want some better torsion bars. So these are from X Sway, formerly known as Sway. I'm sure you guys have heard of Sway. They've been in the industry for quite some time. Now these bars are 25 millimeter compared to the stock ones. I don't recall what these are. Let's measure them. All right, let's see what these, I think they're 20, 22, and these are 25. So these are basically, I mean, this is basically the suspension, the spring. So a torsion bar is basically a spring. Those are gonna give us a slightly stiffer ride, but with, like I said, the added leverage with those long travel arms, these are kind of needed. So we're gonna get these on. These should work just fine with the factory boots. We got the factory boots here that are a bit of a tight fit over the spline section, but should be able to get them on. Just like that, boots will go on, and then you want to grease the splines And there is a key right there, a big spline, whatever you want to call it, that you got to line up in there. So we'll get that on, get the boot in like that, and then we can throw these on with our new powder coated front pieces that bolt to the control arm. So pretty simple stuff. We'll get these greased up, get this all installed. Now if you guys are interested in a set of these X-Sway bars, head over to xsway.com and use the code XSWAYAustin. I'll have everything linked down in the description box where you can find these bad boys. Let's get these installed. Upper control arms, check. X-Sway torsion bars, check. We are good to go with that. Now we got to get CV axles, spindles, and all these hubs together. So these are OEM T100 front CVs. They are the right length, and obviously all the patterns and splines and everything match up to the 89 to 95, or actually 86 to 95. So right out of the box, these are going to work without any modification. So let's get the axles bolted onto the diff, and then we'll get the spindles on, and then we'll have to pack all of our wheel bearings, get our new wheel seals and everything in the hubs to get on. And then we got a few other things to tidy up with shocks, steering, and a couple other little doodads. And then we can drop the cab back down and see how she's looking. Ooh, I like that. That is on its own weight. The front's a little high. I need to loosen up those torsion bars a little bit, but you can see we are sitting really good. I like it. Not bad. So I'm gonna loosen up those torsion bars a little bit, drop this front down a couple inches, and we are pretty much buttoned up with the front. All right, let's see what that is looking like. Oh yeah, that is much better. We'll have to fine tune it obviously once we get all the rear end in, but I'll jump on it a little bit. Oh yeah, those seem a little bit stiffer as well. Like obviously they should be, having those bigger torsion bars. Gonna be a little bit stiffer, but like I said, with the suspension set up like this, you kind of want it stiffer. You don't want it super soft. So peek at those Bilsteins in there. Those are looking nice. I am stoked with this, guys. I cannot wait to drive it and see how this thing drives. Well, if y'all are looking for any of the parts that we used in this video, the X-Way torsion bars, the Bilstein shocks, the Blazeland long travel, any of the stuff, the prismatic powders, I'll have everything linked down in the description box for you guys. Now I'm getting very excited because next video we're doing rear suspension and got some fun stuff. Like I said, we're gonna widen that up and we're not doing wheel spacers. I got a different axle for it, so we're doing that. Different leaf springs, shocks. We're doing the whole package on the rear as well. So I'm very excited. This thing is gonna be so much fun when we're done with it. Well, anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Why don't you go smash that thumbs up button, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one.